Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for September. I'm going to do the same layout as your reading for last month, except for instead of doing the oracle reading, I'm going to do a karma reading and a one-card pull from the Avalonian Oracle deck. And then I will be doing the Celtic Cross spread, clarifying with the Gypsy Fortune at the end. Alright. I will say that when I was shuffling your cards, the Three of Pentacles card flew out. So you really could be focusing on your craft this month and like your work, whatever you do for work, whether you work for a person or you work for yourself. There is a lot of focus on things that you are putting your hands to. Like people are going to be noticing your craft and your skill and what you're doing. All right. So let me turn these around. All right, so for some reason, it came upon me to read these, as my grandma would say, quote unquote, ass backwards. So I'm reading your outcome first, okay, and then I will flip them around and we'll read the action that you should take. So you have here, the planet is Mercury, the sign is in Virgo, and the house is in the 10th house. 10th house has been coming up for quite a few people. So on a spiritual sense, karmic wise, there is an awareness of methods for the healing power of your destiny. So this month, I would say that, keep in mind, because you've got Mercury right here, that Mercury retrograde also starts September 10th. And I think around the first of like the last week in August is probably when we're going to start to feel the shadow aspects of Mercury. So keep in mind that Mercury is like a planet, when it goes retrograde, it's a time for reflection, restructuring, redesign, revitalize. Any word that you can put an R-E in front of. Restructure, resettle, reconciliation. Mercury retrograde is known for bringing blasts from the past back. So I'm going to say that on a spiritual sense, your spirit, there is an awareness coming up within either your third eye, your intuition, or your crown chakra. Now, if you feel like you've been blocked in a sense from reaching your destiny, this month, I would say that there's going to be some type of healing that comes in for you that corrects that. Because there's an awareness here of methods for healing power, for the healing power of your destiny. So there's either going to be methods coming in to help with the healing process, or your destiny is going to be showing up in your life. You're going to feel like, okay, this is what I'm meant to do right here. You may discover that this month, what it is that you are actually meant to do in this lifetime. Now, if it involves the healing arts, those are going to be presenting themselves to you as well. They could be, especially if they are something, that you thought of doing about in the past, they are going to resurface this month. All right, so on the mental level, many thoughts about or from the analyzing of where you're going. So this month, tap into this Mercury retrograde energy. You know, they say during a Mercury retrograde that I'm going to start saying like MR, so I don't have to say all that. But MR is so powerful when it's in retro, that, you know, you can ask God or your spirit guides or whoever you see like your higher power. You could ask it for, you know, when you ask it questions about your purpose or what you're trying to do or what you need to do, you know, you don't ever, usually you don't receive an answer right then. It usually comes to you within a few days or so, or a week or so. Whenever you're ready to receive the answer is when the answer shows up. So I'm going to tell you this. During a Mercury retrograde, you can ask a question and instantly receive the answer. That's how direct the connection is between your mind and Mercury during Mercury retrograde. So whatever questions that you have around your destiny, where you want to go, what it is you should be doing in life, tap into September 10th through, through the end of the month, like September 30th. Tap into that energy. Spend time around that, asking and contemplating and thinking, because of the connection, that open line of connection. And then too, on top of that, keep in mind there's a full moon around the 9th or the 10th. So there's definitely going to be a highlight or illumination or an emphasis on the questions you have at hand regarding your destiny, where you're going, what you're doing. Physically, many words resulting from the perfectionism of your career. So on a career front, whatever you're doing at work, there's going to be lots of communication going back and forth of either how you work, how you want work to go, and how it needs to be, especially if you are at work and you're seeing how things are done, but you're like, you know, this could really be done differently, and, you know, this idea or this way of it to be different is going to benefit not only the person but everybody. So you could, I would expect a lot of communication going back and forth around things from your career this month, but it's like perfecting whatever problems are arising. You are able to speak about how to perfect something at work this month. Alright, so the red part is the action steps. So on an action level, so spiritually, communicate the serving of others responsibly. So, you know, they say when we are stuck and we're not, you know, sure, that lack mentality, well, how can you switch that? Well, you can focus upon service. So, if you come across a time where you feel like you're stuck, or you can't take your mind off this one topic, and you need to get your focus off of it to give yourself a break, then focus on service. And then, what are the things that you can communicate while helping in a form of service, but in a responsible manner? Mentally, on the mental front, analyze the details of success. So it might be that you need to restructure your mentality when it comes to your idea or thoughts of success, because you may feel in order to have success that you've got to have, you know, this and this and this and this and this, when actually, in order for you to have success, you just need to show the fuck up. If you just show up, you'll have success. You ain't got to get this and this in order. You just need to be there. So you may need to restructure your mentality and your thought processes around that. Now, physically, let your mind tell you how to do what you must do and become a person of power status. So this 10th house has been coming up quite a bit. You're like the 4th sign this 10th house has come up for. And this is like, how can you become a person of power. How can you stand up and be a leader in your own life? In your life, how can you be either a power couple, or if you're like me and single, how can you be a powerhouse solely, dependent and independent of yourself? So with that right there, listen to your intuition, because I feel like Mercury is going to be coming through, giving you ideas and pointing you in a different direction on what you must do, or even how to go about becoming a powerhouse or a person of power and status. So there is definitely success at hand for you this month, especially in your career. But, because this just came into my mind, you may have to focus on being the bigger person. And, I had this conversation once with my mom. My mom was in her 50 when she passed away. My mom was 50 years old, only a month into being 50 when she passed away. And I moved back home 6 months prior to her passing away. And I never really thought in that 6-month time period, plus the prior 6 months, so in that whole year up until her passing away, I never thought I would have to hash out childhood shit with my mom, with the parent, regardless. Okay, and it wasn't about my childhood. It was about her childhood, and she couldn't get past or let go of the stuff that was done to her by our cousins or her sister, which would be my aunt. When they were 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it's like, Mom, you're 50 years old. Why are you hung up on something that happened to you when you were 3? I mean, quit being childish and act like a grown-up. I had to have this conversation with my mother. She's also a Gemini. But anyways, there was also the conversation that, well, they did this and this. And I'm like, Mom, you're going to have to, why can't you step up and be the bigger person? As role models and leaders in our lives, sometimes we have to let go of the bullshit. Okay, and of course, all the shit that she was talking about, that happened and went down, to me, I thought was stupid. Okay, it was the most stupid stuff. I won't go into detail, but it's stupid to the point of where it was someone pointing at her and being like, "Oh, you got cooties." That was one of the issues. And it's who the hell has not gone through school, from 1st grade up to 4th grade, being told they have cooties and no one wants to touch them or play with them because everyone's saying you got cooties. That happens to every fucking body. Well, it obviously happened to her, but it must have tormented her in some way, because she couldn't ever let go of that and held on to that for her whole damn life. And it made her angry and bitter because of it. So it's sometimes we have to, if we're in a circle of people, step outside of even ourselves and let go of all of that bullshit just to be the bigger person here, so that you can set roles and set examples. And I feel like for you, especially when it comes to work, you may have to, I'm not going to say have, I think that you might, and it could just be this Mercurian energy with this planet card here, or the fact that it's just Mercury fucking retrograde. But I feel like this energy for you this month is really going to be you bossing up. But it's I feel too, it's on a different level. You might not be used to having to do this. This might come as a new way of thinking and being for you. And trust me, Mercury does that. And it can and it will. So you here might be setting your own self aside so that the job at hand can get done. And I'm going to tell you, roll with that, because you lead by example. You know, I've had a few jobs where I'm like, the boss was shitty, and I've had a few jobs where some of the bosses, like, would be like, you know, you come in and it's like they throw out orders of shit you got to do, but before you can even look at them side eyes, like, are you for real? Before you can even look at them sideways, like, are you for real? They're already 2 fucking steps in doing the job. Like, come the hell on. And, you know, I had one manager that was my manager that managed me and the rest of us. And she was a really good manager in the sense that when she came in and started barking orders, which she would be the first one, like, on the job going to start. You know, she'd be in it, and there you are, like, oh, okay, well, I thought we were doing that. Come on, let me do this. Why you need to do it? Well, I'm working too. Like, okay, all right. So that could be the energy for you this month. Really bossing up, but it's definitely something. Oh, I did that wrong. Definitely something to do with and around your career. Now, the Avalonian Oracle message for this month is Lawkeeper. So, alright, so when I look at the bottom of the deck, I don't read the cards from the book at the bottom of the deck just because they are so, because these card messages, they can be lengthy, okay? So, no, that's not it. I think it's at the back. After all these moons, there's Lord Keeper. Okay, hold on. Okay, Lawkeeper. Okay. So this card right here for you this month. Here's the description of the card. The Lawkeeper, Morgan, reveals herself here in the form of a young woman, holding space before the entrance of a sacred grove or nematon. In her right hand, she brandishes a sword, while in her left hand she holds aloft a chariot wheel. A messenger raven is in attendance. So this speaks of truth, balance, justice, precedent, morality, advocacy, activism, meditation, clarity, objectivity, and living in right action. Dang, okay. Alright. The presence of Lawkeeper signals the need for a balance and requires service to your inner truth in the outer world. It is time to look at what is before you with as much clarity and objectivity as possible. If the vision is clouded with fear or limited by emotional attachment to the outcome, the underlying lesson will not be learned. That which you want and that which you need are often not the same thing. Wisdom comes from knowing the difference between the two. People, events, and situations have come your way for a reason, and whether you can see the pattern that led to this moment or not, the lessons before you are perfectly timed for where you are in your personal process. What you stand to learn is more important than the event itself, and it is how you choose to handle a situation that determines the response from the universe. Living in right action, both as it concerns manifesting the authentic self, as well as working in service to your community, is imperative, especially in the face of resistance. Seeking balance must be reflected within as well as without, for there cannot be one without the other. Be impeccable with your word, honor your commitments, and respect the process of your soul's unfolding. Very powerful. So there's a lot of leadership and things coming. So if you are experiencing criticism within your world, your reality, then it's like, ask yourself, what about you are you criticizing within? Because like attracts like. So whatever you're doing within yourself is being reflected to you in your environment. You know, when you, our reality, our environment, those there are really the key points of what's going on within us. If you feel like someone out here is stressing you out, okay, well then what are you doing inside of you to stress you out? If you feel like someone out here is lying to you, then what lies are you telling to yourself? I mean, whatever goes on outside of you is also going on inside of you. So like when we have these things going on within us, then the universe will send people, places, and things in our environment to match that and show, to reflect back to us what we're doing to ourselves internally. But I will say this. The bottom of the deck, we have Reclaiming the Isle, Moon of Activation, Station of Confrontation, and Realm of the Sea. So, there is a personal power or something you are doing within yourself, within ceremony and or ritual. You may not even know. If you're not like a spiritual person doing spiritual practices, then there's something you have said, done, wished, or thought where you were like, you know what, I have to take a stand for myself. This is mine. I got to stand up for it, go after it, fight for it, and become it or get it. And if that's what you did, know that that is what's paying off right now. You reclaimed something, the homeland. You weren't going to let something take you down. You weren't going to let something get you by the horns. You were going to stand up and be like, nah, it's my turn. Oh, you want to do that? Well, guess what? You're in my house. So here it is. And I would say that on a, Lord, I'm getting a massive ringing in my left ear. I usually never get ringing in this ear. It's always in my right ear. I'm getting a download of something. Okay. So for yourself, because of you doing this reclaiming, this calling your power back, this standing up for yourself, you not settling for less, you putting your foot down and saying, no, this is what I want, this is what I'm getting. This is how things are going to be done from now on. That right there is opening, like it activated something, okay? It activated something on a level that is like beyond you, because there's an eagle, there's all kinds spirit, whatever, it's coming in like you are right, you were right on the money to do this, here it is, and it's like giving you an offering. So there is an opening up, an activation of something within you that is spiritual. You will be confronted by the shadow, so you will have to stand up and face your fears this month. But don't worry and don't let it get the best of you, because you will be successful in this. But you have to confront the shadow aspects. And I feel like also too, make sure you try to strive for balance this month, because I feel like this claiming and this activation that you did, or that you're doing, that you've undergone, it's gonna have you in your, it can have you in your emotions. So just be aware of that this month. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the Crystal Tarot. And I don't read these cards in the reverse. Okay, so this month, the focus here this month is going to be around your career, your finances, your home, your security. Though this is going to be the object or the attention of your focus this month. You may be challenged by not feeling like you've got enough energy to get things done around your house or to be able to multitask. Don't let that wear you down, because Mercury retrograde, it's a 3-week time period. That's just retrograde. That does not count the shadow state period it goes through to become retrograde, or the station period it takes afterwards to get it back direct. Okay, it's just the 3 weeks of Mercury retrograde. If you do not sit down and rest and reflect and take some me time, it will put you on your ass, because it wants you to get, to sort out, go through everything in your life, sort out what needs to stay, what's working and what ain't, get rid of what isn't working. And that's like the bullshit, like with my mother, where I said she needed to let that shit go. What's not working for you, you just need to let that shit go. Focus on what's working and build on that. Now, all of this, now I'm going to tell you that there is a big time ending here at the first of the month. I don't know if this is like something from work, if this is you per se doing this, but someone is putting an end to something here at the first of the month, because we've got the Ten of Swords. I will say that, you know, where one door closes, another opens. So you're reaching a turning point in your fortunes as you move through this cycle. There is a new beginning and things are looking up, but there are still problems ahead and obstacles to overcome. You might be feeling sorry for yourself or victimized, but pull yourself together, because you have the tools you need to triumph over these adversities. You will find that the answers suddenly become obvious. If you need, work with Argonite, as that will help your solar plexus. And, you know, the solar plexus, they say, is where we get our energy source from. And then you've got this Ace of Wands over here. There is something that's going to be slow taken off. That right there, I feel like, could possibly weigh you down in your thoughts and your emotions. Okay? Just because there are delays here. Now, in the root of this reading, this is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is all about getting what you want, but you're not going to get it in the time that you want. It will take more time. Like, you have to wait for it a little bit. So if you are trying to run yourself ragged this month, trying to accomplish something, then know that you just need to chill out and sit back a little bit, because you may not get it just right now, and the way you see it does not mean it's not coming. But, you know, this is like, you're giving more than what you're receiving. So then you kind of need to like step back and slow down a little bit. Perhaps this is a time to take a step back before acting. So if you jump into something and you're unprepared, you know, you leave space for, you know. So, all right. So there is something here that, and it could be around your home, a living situation, a relationship, whatever. We'll get more clarification when I break the Gypsy fortune out here in just a minute. But whatever you're working on and putting energy toward this month, and it could very well be around your home. Everything that, you know, your career, your home, if you're married, if you have a long-term relationship, there's some type of ending, a backstabbing of some sort, and then there's death, change, and transformation here in the middle of the month. This could be around the time period of Mercury retrograde. I'm going to tell you right now, there was a time in my life where I had a boyfriend who I was in love with, and then all of a sudden Mercury retrograde come along. The whole time I was with this fool, I was in love and head over heels. And then Mercury retrograde came along, and it was like, I don't know what the hell happened, but that love disappeared. And I was like, I don't want this relationship no more. It's done for me. I'm over it. And, you know, then as soon as like Mercury went back right, I was right back to feeling in love and where I was before. Now, I don't know if this could be somewhat, you know, before that shadow period, before Mercury retrograde happens. You know, Mercury's all about communication and words. You really got to watch your words. So I don't know if someone says something, there's an ending in the middle. It could be in the middle of the month comes that you're like, fuck this, I'm not doing this no more. But there's an end to something. So, but I will say this, where there is this ending, there's also transformation. So big changes are happening in your life as it's the end of one period, which could be the end of whatever this here is, and the start of another. As one door closes, so will open, as one door closes, so another will open for you. Look within and reflect on what you really want from life, or you have the chance to be free, leaving behind the things you don't need, and move forward. All right. Now, the end of the month, we had the Four of Cups. So there is another offer, some type of offer coming around at the end of the month. Some of the things you want in life you have, but there is more. Perhaps you're having doubts, but when you search inside, you'll find true love and peace. The inside is the middle of your heart chakra. Meditation is the root, and your personal meditations are stepping stones on your path. Discover your true life path. It gently draws out inner hurts, allowing you to forgive and facilitate emotional expression. There can be temptation to withdraw into your shell. Avoid this. Your inner search facilitates your outward expression. So there could be an offer or something at hand for you this month, but you know, the Four of Swords is usually like accepting an offer because you are bored with how everything else in your life is going. So make sure you pay attention to accepting offers out of boredom. All right. Well, that's a good card to end with. All right. So if you had a... I don't know about, I'm not going to say like break up, but if you had like some choice words with a masculine in the past, they could have lied to you or been deceptive in some way. I would say that this month, there is a breakthrough for you this month. Now, let me say this. If what I just said about this masculine happened like in July, okay, well, maybe it happened in July and melded into August. Okay, so you start the month with this ending, whatever it was. There's the end to that. So now it's like, okay, well, now that this is over, how do I heal from this and pick up the pieces of my life and move on? So then there's the ending and a change, a transformation to the old ways so that you can now bring in new stuff. But you might be bored with the new stuff. But just know, September may actually not be the month. Well, okay, I'm glad I'm saying this because now this makes more sense. So you know how I said in the base down here is Three of Wands. This is like, you know, a little bit more of a waiting game. Like, you know what you want. You can actually see it. It just isn't right there in your face, like it's far off, but you know it's there. You can see it coming. You've got evidence that it's right there physically on the horizon. But it's got a little bit more of a distance it's got to meet before it can arrive. This is that Three of Wands energy. Now, this Three of Wands energy in the root here is really good because you don't want to make any agreement. You don't want to sign nothing. You don't want to buy a car. You don't want to buy a house. Or make any signed and sealed agreements during a Mercury retrograde. So if you can hold off and do it like after, like maybe second week in October, you're better off for it. There's something about Mercury retrograde when I've noticed that if you buy a car during Mercury retrograde, the car turns out to either be a lemon or the motherfucker gets repoed. Some way, shape, or form. And I would assume the same thing would happen if you bought a house or you went out and made big purchases. Like, if you go buy something big during a Mercury retrograde, then you could be all head over heels for it. And then as soon as Mercury retrograde's over, you're like, you've got buyer's remorse. You're like, I didn't fucking need this thing. I did need the $800 I spent on it, though. But guess what? You've lost the receipt. They don't have it on file, and you can't return it. You know, so it's situations like that. You want to make sure that whatever you do decide to do here, try and wait until October to do it. All right, so you for the month, you've got the Ten of Cups. So you're like happy. Overall, you're happy. Everything at home looks good. You've got the Ten of Pentacles here, the Ten of Cups here. So, like, you are emotionally secure and emotionally fit this month. You are definitely financially secure, financially stable. So, things are looking good for you on that front. Happiness and fulfillment are here and within easy reach. You are traveling the right path and nearing your goal. There is a strong focus on family and close friends. Your inner circle of people are important. They are creating a safe place for you. This is a time of harmony and understanding, a peaceful phase where everything is running smoothly. So, this could also represent a sudden revelation or answer, like seeing the light, and this could lead to a new beginning. So maybe you see the light on something up here, which kind of puts a fire under your ass to make some type of changes. Now, in the environment, we have the Hermit. Lord Jesus. Now, I know for one reader I watch out there, they say when the Hermit shows up in this position that that's someone coming back from the past. So it very well could be this it could, you know what, this is like, if you are having an ending or a breakup with a person, that person is for real going to be in hermit mode this month, and for real watching you and looking, I feel like, to see what you're doing. If you broke up with them but they necessarily didn't want to end the relationship, then they're keeping tabs. So, and then two, this can also be confusion. So, a time for solitude. You could see that people around you this month are a little bit on the dark side, maybe. And it could very well be because of this Mercury retrograde energy. So, and you could see that people around you in your environment are really asking you questions because you seem to be like, I mean, you're emotionally good, you're financially good and secure. So if their shit's going to shit, then they may be looking to you like, how are you doing it? They could be looking to you for some guidance and or answers. Now, I would say for you this month, you have got hopes, especially if you see yourself as a boss, like a queen. You need to like flow in that manner, because emotionally, that's going to have you really set up here. Even though you're a Taurus, here, this is like Taurus energy, this Empress energy. Do what you can to embrace this Empress energy. Everything your heart's desires is in your hands. The tide is washing all you need towards you. Let your emotions run free. You are sensitive to the feelings of others and in harmony with your own feelings. So, this indicates a good spirit, a good healer, compassionate, empathetic, and kind-hearted. Now, you see how she's looking over here? So, whatever it is, you know, when I said this Three of Wands might be something that you get next month, well, she's focused. Whatever you go through this month, it's going to set you up to be emotionally available, emotionally secure. Like you are this Empress boss energy in your emotions, looking, and then she's over here. You're looking so vain. So, are you dealing with a masculine here that is like, but I'm like, that thinks he's all that in a bag of chips, and you're like, no, you're not. You're not as hot as what you think. That, you could be dealing with a person like that. That's just a snippet that I got. But regardless, you leave the month like, here I am, here I come. I know it might not have been September, but October is looking damn good. What is this Ten of Pentacles here for Taurus in September? What is this Ten of Pentacles here for Taurus in September? Okay, so we have the Lily. And this is the number 16. This has come up for quite a few signs. So there is, okay, so this Lily card, this is about temperance and judgment. So you may be up in your head about what brings you security this month and what makes you emotionally secure. These could be the things that you are focusing on this month, especially if you take the time out in your environment to rest and chill and contemplate what's going on for you this month. Um, you may really need to focus this month on what brings you this security and this emotional stability, because I'm telling you, like, there is something that you were anchored to that was in the far off distance. Movement. Did you have an argument with your boyfriend or your husband or something? And I mean, it almost looks like somebody left in the night, took all their shit and some of your shit and just left. And if that's the case for you, then I feel like this person is going to be coming back around trying to apologize. So we do have like fireworks and sunshine. So there's illumination. And we have this moon card that flipped out. So there's some type of secret that was revealed or will be revealed. So this is like your, whatever this revelation is front and center for you this month. What is this Three of Wands here for Taurus in September? I'm going to be try to be fast because of the time. Yep, look. There he is. Alright, so this is a masculine that you got into an argument with. Could this have been your husband? Because we do have the marriage card. And Cupid's arrow, and broken heart, and then somebody's just left the safe with all their valuables and shit open, and something's on the horizon. So it could be saying that, you know, a situation with this masculine, a resurgence or something is coming for you this month. It could be, if it could be the thing that pops back up at the end of the month, trying to resurface, trying to get you to work on things. And especially if you're like, you know what, no, I decided I don't want this. Okay? The sex isn't worth it. You're not really able to give me the things I want. I don't want to accept this offer with you. I'm going to focus on me. I suggest you focus on yourself. What does this Ten of Swords have to do with? This ending over here that happens at the beginning of September. What does this have to do with for Taurus in September? Okay. The breakup of a marriage. Yep. So a partnership, a fight that happened between you and your significant other at home. And I don't know if they did something did they throw something at you? Did they hit you? Did they throw something at you but missed? It almost seems like whatever they did, they really hurt you. What is this death card here for Taurus in September? What is this Taurus in September? And look, there's the mirror card again. So, the broken mirror. So, they did something to break something. They either broke the relationship. Yep. I would say, did they steal something from you? Did they steal your heart? And then come in and like, nah, this is not what I want, and then took off and left? Did they promise you one thing, but then it turned out to be a fucking nightmare? So whoever this masculine is, it looks like he left. What is this Four of Cups here? What is this Four of Cups for Taurus in September? Look, see, look, and there he is coming the fuck back. So, yes, yep, he's gonna be coming to your house. Okay, coming to your house on a chilly day, and it's gonna be like, look, I'm sorry, I know we got into an argument, but can we start again or redo this? which is completely going to be completely up to you whether you accept him back or not. What is this Ten of Cups here for Taurus in September? What is this Ten of Cups for Taurus in September? Yeah. So there's this partnership here. Something happened in the past that blew it the fuck up. So you may even have kids with this person. But did they steal something from you? I don't know. The safe keeps coming up and it's open. It's in reverse. And either they're returning something that they took, or I feel like they took something. But anyways, this is the promise. So, what is this Hermit card here? What's this Hermit card for Taurus in September? Yeah. So, that's the kittens. That's who you're family with. Yep, an argument. So, this person may be trying to return to you, trying to play house. Yep, something that they did and broke. They're trying to return to fix it. Okay. What is this Queen of Cups? What is this Queen of Cups here for Taurus in September? What is this Queen of Cups here for Taurus in September? Yep. So, here is him and you again. And the flowers card flipped out. So he may come in with flowers trying to apologize. And especially if he flipped out on you, let's say. He's coming in to apologize. He's probably going to bring you flowers. Did he breadcrumb your ass in the past? There is definitely a lightning strike. We've got the mice card and the safe card. So, like breadcrumbing, thieving and conniving, and then the lightning and the dog. So, this is someone that you thought was going to be like a loyal counterpart, and they evidently were not. So, whether you stay with this person or decide to take them back or decide to go on your own merry way by yourself, is going to be a decision that you are making this month. Whatever decision and whichever way you decide to go, you've got this Empress energy and this Queen of Cups energy. So you will be in the flow of your feminine power. I'll just say that. Whichever way you decide to go. Alright, Taurus. If you would like to leave me a tip, the information for that is in the description box. If you would like to follow me on other social media platforms, that's also in the description box. Please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. If this is where I leave you, then I will see you again here in October for your October reading. Take care. Namaste.